Every time this light turns on, most drivers panic and waste money. They rush to a mechanic, pay for a scan, and sometimes even replace parts, when in many cases, nothing is actually broken. The system is just confused. And in the next few minutes, I'm going to show you 5 powerful ways to turn off your check engine light without a scanner, completely free. So if you like saving money and fixing problems before they get expensive, hit subscribe now, because this channel is built for smart drivers. Now here's the interesting part. Most people think this light means something serious, but what you're about to see will completely change how you look at it. Let's start. Method 5. Key cycling reset. This first method sounds almost too simple to work, which is exactly why most people ignore it. You turn the key, the lights come on, then off. Nothing special, right? It feels like something you've done hundreds of times without thinking twice. But in many vehicles, repeating this process in a specific pattern actually forces the system to recheck stored errors and verify whether the fault is still active or not. Turn the key to on, wait about 5 seconds, then off. Repeat this cycle slowly around 4 to 5 times without rushing. What you're really doing here is giving the car's computer multiple opportunities to reevaluate sensor data and confirm if the issue still exists in real-time conditions. If the fault was temporary, like a loose connector, a brief sensor misread, or even a voltage fluctuation, the system may recognize that everything is now normal and automatically clear the warning. I've personally seen situations where someone disconnected a sensor for a quick check, plugged it back in, but the light stayed on for days, until this exact method cleared it within minutes. No tools, no cost, no complicated steps. And that's what makes it powerful. It works quietly in the background without you doing anything complex. Which makes you wonder, if a simple key pattern can make your car rethink its own errors, what happens when you directly reset the system's stored memory itself? Method 4. Fuse reset. Hidden trick. Most drivers miss. Now this is where things get interesting. Inside your fuse box, there's usually a specific fuse connected to the ECU's memory system, often labeled ECM, EFI, or simply memory. It's not something most drivers ever think about, yet it plays a key role in how your car stores and recalls information. This small fuse maintains the data your car collects over time, including error codes that trigger warning lights. When you remove it, even for a short period, you interrupt that stored data flow. Carefully pull the fuse out, give it around 30 seconds, then place it back in securely. That brief pause allows the system to clear stored faults that may no longer be relevant. What makes this method especially useful is its balance. It targets stored error memory without resetting everything else. Your radio presets remain intact, your dashboard settings stay unchanged, and you avoid the inconvenience of a full system reset. I once came across a driver who replaced an oxygen sensor twice, convinced the part kept failing. The real issue wasn't the sensor at all. It was an old stored code that never cleared. After removing the fuse for less than a minute, the warning light disappeared instantly. That's when it becomes clear. Sometimes the system holds on to problems that no longer exist. And that's where things take a different direction, because clearing stored data is one thing, but changing how the system learns in real-world conditions is something else entirely. Method 3. Drive cycle reset, the most ignored fix. This is one of the most overlooked fixes, and ironically one of the most effective. Sometimes the check engine light isn't there because something is broken. It's there because the system hasn't verified that everything is working properly yet. That's a completely different situation. After a fault is fixed, or even after a reset, your car doesn't instantly trust that the issue is gone. Instead, it waits. It needs to observe real driving conditions before it updates its status. This process is called a drive cycle. It usually includes a mix of normal driving behavior, a cold start, steady cruising, light acceleration, deceleration, and short idling periods. Nothing complicated, just real-world driving. But if this cycle isn't completed, the system keeps the warning active, even if the original problem no longer exists. I've seen drivers try everything, disconnecting the battery, pulling fuses, even replacing parts, and the light stayed on. Then after a day or two of normal driving, it disappeared on its own. No reset, no tools, just completion of the process the system was waiting for. That's when it clicks. The car wasn't stuck. It was simply unfinished. Which leads to an interesting realization. If the system sometimes just needs time to confirm things, what happens when you don't wait at all, and instead force it to reset everything immediately? Method 2. Battery disconnect. Reset. This is the method most people have heard about, but very few truly understand how it actually works. Disconnecting the battery isn't just about cutting power. It resets how your car's system processes and adapts to information. Start by removing the negative terminal, then leave it disconnected for at least 5 to 10 minutes before reconnecting it. During that time, any remaining electrical charge stored inside the system gradually drains away. As that happens, the ECU loses its stored adaptations. Things like fuel adjustments, sensor corrections, and learned driving patterns that build up over time. What you're left with is a clean starting point. But here's something important to expect. When you start the car again, it might not feel perfect right away. The idle could be slightly uneven, and acceleration may feel a bit inconsistent for the first few minutes. That's not a fault. It's the system rebuilding its baseline. I remember someone who tried this reset and immediately thought they made things worse. The car felt rough for a short drive, but within minutes, everything settled down, and the performance actually improved compared to before. That's the difference between temporary instability and proper recalibration. Now here's where it gets deeper, because even after clearing memory, small traces can still remain. And that's exactly where the final method changes everything completely. Method 1. Terminal Bridging Reset. Deep Reset. This is the most powerful reset in this entire video. And interestingly, it's often the last one people discover. Not because it's difficult, but because almost no one talks about it. After disconnecting the battery, instead of reconnecting it right away, you briefly connect both terminals together. It might sound unusual at first, but this step isn't about powering anything. It's about fully draining what's left behind. Even after disconnecting the battery, small amounts of electrical charge can remain stored inside components like capacitors. That leftover energy can keep fragments of data or glitches alive inside the system. By connecting the terminals for about 10 to 20 seconds, you allow that remaining charge to discharge completely. What this does is push the system into a true reset state, not partial, not surface level, but fully cleared from any lingering electrical memory. I've seen situations where nothing worked. Key cycling failed, fuse removal didn't help, even a standard battery disconnect made no difference. But after this step, the warning light disappeared instantly. That's when you realize how deep this reset actually goes. Of course, once everything is cleared, the system will need time to relearn things like idle behavior and throttle response. And that's completely normal, because at this point you haven't just reset a function, you've reset the entire foundation. And once you understand that, warning lights stop feeling like problems and start looking like signals you can actually control. Not every warning light means something is broken. Sometimes, your car just needs a reset. Subscribe, because the next video might save you hundreds before you even realize it.